Frank, can I start with the shape? Two strikers today. Tell us your thoughts with that.
I think the way we approached Leicester was with Tammy and Kai, albeit Kai's not as natural a striker as Timo, but looking at can we change things a little bit, vary the shape to have a different threat, try and get people in positions that we want to get them in. So I've looked at it with Tammy and Timo. Can one be threatening behind, one short, between the lines? Can we get our wingers in good areas between lines? And I think it worked. It definitely worked today. The play was really good, and the midfield base of Billy and Mason was brilliant behind that. And there was a lot of good stuff. Should have been more goals. The one complaint, but I thought the way the shape was good. And part of the process, I keep talking about it, but when you are bringing in new players, and we have some younger developing players, Billy was a great example today. There'll be little moments where you're searching for things. It's normal, and we searched for something today, and I think we pretty much got it.
From your academy boys, a lot actually, in terms of the involvement with the goals. Reece setting one up, which must have been good. Can I just ask you about him, having had a not very good night midweek? Did you deliberately pick him today to have that, to just get him right back on the horse?
Yeah, because Reece wasn't right in game. He felt good going into Leicester, but wasn't right in game, and he's a young lad, so sometimes maybe he feels all right. He doesn't do it in game, and he can get his head down. Aspie's a captain. Aspie knows. Aspie's been there around the block. So today I think was a good game for Reece to get fitter and stronger and sharper, because his little injury niggles. He was being talked about quite rightly in real high regard before his little injury niggles, playing for England, etc., playing well for us. And then he's had that time where he's been out of the game, and he's a big threat for us when he's playing well, Reece, in both senses. And his defending has been great this season. So people definitely shouldn't hang on one game against Leicester. I'm pleased he played well today, got through that a little bit, and he'll be much better for it.
Just back onto the two strikers starting the game. Was that just for? Well, there was a bit of it at Leicester, and I know you've done it late in games sometimes if we've been chasing it. But this is Luton, the Championship team. Is there any semblance that you might think about that going forward, Wolves or beyond? We'll see.
But it's not just as simple as that, because the two strikers, you have to get that part right, and you want to give a threat, but you have to make sure that your game changes. You force teams wide when you're pressing. Your midfield, do not vacate midfield. If we play three, you have a six holding. Sometimes they give you licence. If you play two, it's not licence. That's why I was impressed with Mason and Billy today, because their general discipline of their game as well as their quality was good. And I thought actually Cobb and Mason did some good things against Leicester in a tough match as well on that sense. So two strikers, you can't just move your eyes to those. You have to look at the team and how it affects it. So as I say, step by step. And Luton's a good game for us to do it. No disrespect to them, but it's something I will certainly think about looking forward.
Can I just finish with Mason? He's been arguably the best player maybe even this season. Tell us about giving him the captaincy, when you told him and why.
I only told him quickly just in the dressing room that the armband was already hanging on his shirt, so I saw him clock it and then I went over to him and I kept it brief. He deserves it. He's playing like a captain, played like a captain recently, played like a captain this season, loves Chelsea, came through the academy. Listen, the club captain's Aspie, and Aspie's not starting today, but he's a great role model for Mason, and the player that feels the club, has desire about the club, tries to affect things other than himself. And you can't ask a young kid to always do that when they're coming through, because there's a lot on their shoulders. But what I've seen in his maturity and his performance in the last season, but this season particularly, he's gone up a level. He's gone up a level in his game, and he's dropped deeper there today in his strength and his quality of pass. So I thought it was very apt to give him the captaincy, and as I say, it will be one for the future for him. He respects the hierarchy and how it is, but Mason Mount's going to be captain of this club many a time going forward, just not regularly quite now.
FA Cup hat-trick hero, good day at the office.
Yeah, good day at the office. Recently results haven't been going our way, so it was nice to come out here and build that confidence again, and to play well, and luckily for me to get the hat-trick.
There's been a lot of rotation of you front men, Timo and Ollie and you. You've all been on about 8 or 9 goals for a while. You're the first into double figures now. Do you think it's about trying to be the main man and getting that role every week, or do you all accept that it is going to change a lot?
I've been at the club since the age of 6, so I've known how it's always been. Chelsea always bring top quality strikers in and top quality players, so there's always going to be great competition, and I think we drive each other. When the other one scores, we're all delighted for them, and for me and Timo to be on the pitch today was obviously an honour. He encouraged me and I encouraged him, and we got through it, and lucky for him not to get the goal as well.
What about the two up top? We haven't done that from the start for forever, basically. Tell us about that plan.
I enjoyed it a lot. I think it takes the pressure off me, always making a run in behind and coming to feet. Sometimes it's tough to do too much at once, so playing with Timo we kind of equaled it out, and you know, when he goes long, I come short. And we had that good combination today, which I enjoyed. You know, hopefully we can carry on like that.
Quick word for the academy. Reece made one of your goals. Another was Callum and Billy Gilmore. It was lovely, and Mason Mount captain today. That's amazing for.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, before the game, we saw that Mason was captain, and you know, we're all delighted for him. You know, hopefully he's been on excellent form, and hopefully we can carry that on.
And just lastly, it's Wolves next, where you scored your last hat trick, and that was a very academy day actually, as I recall, with Tamori on the score sheet and Mason as well. Do you hope and presume that a performance like that makes you undroppable?
Hopefully, you know, I go into that game with confidence. You know, try to get that early goal. You know, try and settle them from early, and you know, you never know what can happen. In football is a funny place.